In the past, people have used this box and items in this box more than I can count. People have asked me, what do I carry on the trail? Why do I carry it on the trail? Why do I carry so much? It's so inconvenient to carry this giant box. It's really not giant. It's 3 foot long and about 1.5 feet wide and about a foot or so deep. Cheap $20 box from Tractor Supply. But it has been a lifesaver for many. So I just pulled it out of the buggy. I'm going to pull everything out of it, reorganize it, and I may find some items that I've taken out or that need to go back in. So you'll get to see this with me. You can see it's seen better days. You got wood in here to brace it, and ratchet straps to hold it together, but you do what works. All right, so first, my piece of rebar. So for some of these guys on the trails, you've used this to beat axles back into place, and it's actually my handle for the come-along, but we've used it to pry things back into place. It's indispensable on the trail just to have a strong piece of metal like this. In this case, it's rebar. Old can of starting fluid and carb cleaner. I've used this a bunch. This has started a lot of buggies and four-wheelers on the trail. Tire kit. Looks like I have everything in there. Valve stem removal tool, some glue. Glue's not hard. Patches, tube patches, tread patches, reamer, insert tool, it's all there. Saw. Don't need to explain why that's handy. And you may laugh. Necessary papers, TP. Matter of fact, right now, I will sell this roll for $100 and it's almost full. It's been in this plastic bag. It's gently used. So there you go. Got to carry TP in the woods. This is a funnel. Don't need to explain what this is, but what's nice is for ATVs and side-by-sides, this specific funnel, because it's flexible, will let you get to where you need to get to put fluid wherever you need to put it. It used to have a cap on it, but that got beat off. It does have a filter in it. But yeah, that needs to be cleaned out. Pretty nasty, actually. Running out of room here. 50 foot of synthetic winch rope. Used to have a hook on the end of it, but I broke that trying to snatch a limb out of a tree at somebody's house. But still, you can use this to run through your snatch blocks. It's good to have just a spare length. Sometimes you just need more. And this is only a 3,000 pound. It was cheap. I bought it on Harbor Freight. It's on sale, and it's worked great all this time. Cable choker. I mean, I don't know what it's rated at, but a lot when it comes to buggies and side-by-sides. WD-40. Jumper cables. Use those a bunch for me and others. Tow hook. I normally have this on my buggy, but let's see. It's rated at 10,000 pounds. So another Harbor Freight special. It's nothing special, but it works. I enjoy having that. But right now I have a ball on my buggy. Not really the best place to have this. Fire extinguisher. It's not a big one. There's not a lot there, but if you get a small fire because of some grass or something that catches on fire, this could save your machine. I know where it is and I can get to it quick, but really it should be strapped to the roll cage of every buggy. That's on my to-do list, to add a better fire extinguisher to my buggy. And while we're at it, since I'm checking things, this should have an expiration date on it. There it is. See, I'm glad I checked it. October 2019. No good. That needs to go in the garbage. I need a new one. I'll set that out of the way. Trusty old stick lighter. What is that used for? Well, I've used that in combination with this to put tires back on the bead. Works great. Let's see if it still works. Ooh, it does. I believe this is a 1-ton Come-A-Long. I bought it at flea market. 15 bucks. Let's see if I can find the rating. No rating. But gotta get you out of a bind. This is the bad boy, and it's very heavy. This has gotten a lot of you and a lot of other people, including myself, trucks, buggies, four-wheelers, out of a bind. And this is a 2-ton. But I assure you that it pulls its weight, and it also has a snatch block on it, right? So that doubles it, makes it a 4-ton if you can go down and back to where you're pulling from, right? And that's my handle for the Come-A-Long. Ratchet straps. This is an old socket set. This was the first one I got when I started driving when I was 16. I used to keep it in my truck. But it's nice. If you got a bolt that size, it's a through socket set. And they're all there. And for most ATVs and buggies, you need a metric set. Gloves. Why do you need gloves? Well, a wire winch cable, wire rope will eat your hands up. So if I'm ever helping somebody with theirs, I'll put gloves on, because when you're running it out and running it back in, there's a good chance you end up with a burr stuck deep in your hand, and it hurts. More gloves. Flag. Chris Veenstra stole my other one when we had the bounty hole at Hogwaller. We used this to mark the first place winner in the dirt. Big zip ties. These are the 3-footers. They're strong. They come in handy as well. I always keep a couple of them on me in addition to little zip ties. More ratchet straps. Pry bar. Bought this off Amazon. 7,300 pounds, braking strength, 20 foot long. Great. I'm gonna go grab it so you can see it in frame. This is it. It's in a knot. I'm gonna redo that. And I normally keep it in that box, in that case, so it's easy to find and not get tangled up. Hang on to the cases. This is my little 12-volt air compressor. So use this after setting a tire back on the bead or a low tire. Plug it right in the 12-volt socket, which most ATVs and buggies have. Great to have in your box. Well, that's a socket with a 14mm. There was a reason why I had it. I believe that was from my old buggy. Bungee cord. And this reminds me, this is for a bottle jack that's not in this pot. Shackle. Snatch Block. And this one's nice because you can just spin it open, put your cable in, right? And you tie that to a tree, to a choker, and you run your cable through and back out. and that doubles your pulling strength of your winch. Another snatch block. This one has a hook. This one you got to take the bolt out, pull the pulley out, slide your rope in, and pull it through. All right, so that's the magic box, and I'm missing a few things. So let me gather those things that should be in this box that are going to go back in this box. This 30,000 pound, 30-foot long tow rope, not a snatch rope, but a tow rope, Smitty built. This also goes in this box, but I had to use it this week for something around the house. This is a rope shackle. I don't keep this in the box. I keep this handy where I can get to it quick inside the cab of my buggy. That doesn't go in the box, but I did want to show you. Rope shackles are worth their weight in gold. I want to say this one's rated at 5,000 pounds, and it's not stretchy. It's solid. Everybody needs one of these. The problem with this versus that, if this breaks, this doesn't kill somebody. That will. And I have seen them break or come off of a wire rope or a synthetic rope. This, not that. This. All right, so now I've laid out all the tools that I keep in the cab of my buggy. Not in the box, but I do have on the buggy somewhere. Big pair of channel locks. Indispensable. Headlamp. Master lock. Why do you need that? Well, because I carry a Yeti cooler. And if I leave it at a mud park at night, I have a cable that I lock it up with. People are shady. Rigid flashlight. Super bright. I love this little thing. 1/2-inch rigid impact. And I do have a bigger battery, but this one will work to save some weight. Machete. Cut limbs out of trails, cut trees for getting unstuck, whatever you need. Axe. Keep this on it to keep people from getting cut. Just a piece of cardboard with some electrical tape. Q-beam, old school. Plugs in a 12 volt. I don't have to worry about batteries, except my buggy battery, but this thing works like a champ. Sunblock. We've all been there where we stayed out longer than we should have. We need some sunblock so we don't get burnt. Bug spray. Gotta have bug spray if you're riding in the woods, especially if you have a wife or kids or visitors riding with you. I like this one. Earl. This is what my Can-Am Defender calls for, so I keep an extra quart just in case. This is the box that goes on my dash. Keep some extra glasses. Wireless winch remote. Love this thing. Sharp Swiss Army knife. Can-Am toolkit. 10mm wrench. What you can't ever find, I keep on the buggy. It's actually the size for my battery terminals and many other things, but this is specifically for my battery in case it gets loose. Marking tape, in case I decide to blaze a trail or I go to the hunting camp. It's good to have. Another flashlight. And a spare little switch. This will work in a pinch in case one of my switches goes out. I can at least make it work. And last but not least, silly string. Why? I don't know, because somebody may need it. So one other thing that I want to mention in this video that I'm not going to show here, I always bring a ton of tools with me. I have ratchets and wrenches. And channel locks and screwdrivers, and as well as my electrical kit. That's also very important to have with you on the trail, but I usually pack those up when I go. I don't keep them with me all the time because I use them for other things. Also too, my bottle jack, I keep that in my truck in case my trailer blows a tire or something like that. I have a bottle jack where I can lift the trailer up to replace the tire because I don't always use a dual axle trailer. I also keep a lot of backups in my truck, another 1,000 pound snatch rope, as well as big zip ties and ratchet straps and carb cleaner, starting fluid, another first aid kit, a whole bunch of things. So this is not all inclusive, everything that I've shown you here, so just know that. So don't be one of those guys that comes out on the trail that's unprepared. Try to be as prepared as you can. I like to think that I can do just about anything when I'm out on the trail. And those of you that do ride with me, you see that. And I've helped you, and we've fixed a lot of things on the trail. So now I'm going to show you the things that I'm going to add to my kit, and then we'll wrap up the video. All right, so now I've laid out the tools that I will be adding back to my buggy or adding to my buggy that otherwise that wasn't there during inspection. Big hammer. It's not as big as I'd like, but it's what I got just to have out on the trail. That'll go in the box. Pack of zip ties. And this is very important. This got pulled out of my box, but I always carry a first aid kit. So this is important. Everybody should have a first aid kit on their person when they're riding. You just never know. Handheld walkie-talkie radio. This is not the one that I use, although it would work for what most people use. I have a marine radio handheld that I carry, but this is just to remind me to add that, but bring that with me when I go. This is a siphon tube for gas, for whatever reason I ever need it. It's got a little check ball valve there. That's what it's meant for. This is something I've wanted to have. I call them a booger picker. Trash picker. So when I'm out and about and I'm in places like Hastings or other parks and I see cans, I like to pick them up. Keeps me from having to get out of the buggy if I see them on the trail. Nice to have. This is something I always carry, but it was in my truck, but it's going to go back in my buggy. This is a jump box, as well as an air compressor and a light and a USB charger if I need it. And it can be charged via 110. This thing has been great. I've sunk it twice, dried it out. It still works like a champ. And this is also another thing that I usually always have with me, but it got taken out. It's a 6-foot choker. I think it's 3,000 pounds, maybe 5,000. But this is what you put around trees to make up your snatch blocks. I used to have 2 of these, but one broke. I need some more. I need to carry a few of these because if you need to do multiple angled pulls, you really need several of these. Great to have. I hope that this has helped you, maybe spark some ideas of things that you want to carry. And as always, if you see me on the trail and you ever need anything that I have, you're more than welcome to it, of course with my permission. But I love to help people on the trail. That's one of the fun parts to me. That's how I ride, and that's how the guys I ride with, that's what we do. So I know some of you are wondering how in the world I got it all in there. It fits. May not be the most efficient or quick access, but it works. It's back together. Now we're ready to rock and roll. So thanks for watching. Have a blessed one.